Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so quickly revision what we learned last study. Generally, so after you have all the condition for achieving the serenity, the condition, the external inner condition, then you need to develop the nine mental states step by step. When you go through the 9 mental states, you need to eliminate the 5 faults, right? 5 faults. Without looking your Lamrim, can you tell me what are the 5 faults or 5 obstacles? Number 1, laziness. Number 2, forgetting the instruction. Number 3, laxity and excitement. Number 4, non-application. Number 5, application. Okay, very important. When you do meditation, when you meditate on something, you always have these 5 obstacles, which are laziness. Physically, mentally. Physically, you feel so tired. Mentally, if you try to meditate on, you cannot. You feel, sleepy, tiredness. Then even though you are physically, mentally very fresh, very active, but you don't know how to do meditation because you forgot the instruction about meditation, about practice. Even though you are very fresh, you don't forget the instruction about practice or meditation, but there's always have another 2 obstacles, which is laxity and excitement. Please make sure you are able to differentiate between the laxity and excitement. Laxity means you are able to see, first you are able to comprehend the object of meditation very vividly, then suddenly become bit dream, then slowly you forgot. Excitement, while you meditate on something, suddenly you remember something, then your mind goes somewhere. Laxity, laxity and excitement. And then non-application, while you are doing meditation, you notice, the laxity occur, excitement occur, but you never try to apply the antidotes for laxity and excitement. That means non-application. Then application means while you are doing meditation, you knew there's no laxity, no excitement. Still you try to antidotes, try to apply the antidotes for laxity and excitement. That means also become obstacle. Right? That means 5 obstacles. So among for the 5 obstacles, how many antidotes there are? How many antidotes we need in order to eliminate, reduce, in order to escape from the 5 faults, 5 obstacles? How many antidotes we need to apply? 8. What are they? Yes. Yes, confidence, yearning, confidence. Okay. Yeah, not forgetting. then non-application and application. That means totally there are 8 antidotes. Right? Now you need to know among the 8 how many antidotes for laziness, forgetfulness, laxity. You need to know some obstacle need 2 antidotes. Need to apply 2 antidotes, sometimes 3. Okay, before you are looking at your Lamrim, just can you tell me what are the 9 mental state? What are the 9 mental state? Are you reading your note? Without looking at your Lamrim, tell me what's the number 1? Number 2? Number 3? Patch, placement. Number 4? Placement. Number 5? Taming. Number 6? Pacification. Number 7? Complete pacification. Number 8? One-pointed. Number 9? Balance and placement. Like balanced placement. Those are the 9 mental states. So you must know what does mean, mental placement. That means first you need to learn how you able to focus your mind on the chosen object of meditation. You just focus 1 minute, okay, and take a rest. Again 1 minute. Again rest 1 minute. Slowly you need to learn how to, able to focus on the chosen object. Then slowly you need to extend the time. Right? Then pacification time, you really need to pacify the excitement and laxity. Then completely pacification means finally, you won't have all the 5 obstacles. When you reach to the 7, due to eliminating the 5 obstacles, then you able to meditate on something, mindful, fully, completely mindfulness. Then balance, placement. Finally, there's no any other obstacle. Then from here you must know, yes, I able to meditate on something for quite a long time, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, continuously without having any 5 obstacles, okay, without having any laxity and excitement. But still you haven't achieved the meditative serenity, okay, meditative serenity. Then next, how you can achieve the 7 mental states, eliminating the 5 false, 5 obstacles, applying the 6 forces, 6 powers or 6 forces. What are the 6 powers? Force of hearing means first you really need to listen, or listen or reading or books or teaching. Number 2, force of reflection. This means, for example, before you meditate on, impermanence, subtle impermanence, you really need to listen about impermanence, about subtle impermanence from your teacher, your guru, or your friends, dharma friends, or books. First you study, then you think about, reflect, Then number 3, force of mindfulness. Okay, for example, the best example, you didn't know the person who are coming to Singapore. The person, somebody asked you to go to airport to pick the person, right? Person you didn't know. Then you will ask how the person is look like. the color, shape, what kind of clothes. Then after you listen very carefully, make sure you reflect the person, what the person look like. Continuously, then you have a very clear picture about the person. Right? Then when you go to airport, then you will recognize the person unmistakably. Right? Mindfulness. Number 4, vigilance. Right? Then while you meditate on something, make sure you have a very powerful vigilance. That means vigilance has a function to recognize when laxity occur or excitement occur or forgetfulness occur. Vigilance has a function to recognize. We used to look at a very sensitive sensor, right? Because I was watching a documentary about how they, in the border of British border, how they coach the people in the truck, right? They bring people in the truck with a lot of luggage thing. It's very interesting. They don't have to open the truck. They have a very sensitive machine. They put the machine, with the wire in the truck. They can recognize inside there's a, breathing or not, human breathing or not. They don't have to open everything. They just put the simple sensitive machine in the truck. If there's a human, the machine can detect the human breathing. Right? That's why we need this kind of strong vigilance. Some excitement occur, recognize. For excitement occur, recognize. You need very strong, powerful vigilance. Here I will ask you a question, if you remember, how you can develop, what is the best methods to generate very powerful vigilance? Do you remember somebody already asked question in Lamrim and Lama Tsongkhap answered? How you can have very powerful vigilance? The answer, do you remember the answer? No, this was the example, right? The methods for developing vigilance, then recognize laxity and excitement. Right? Developing vigilance, then recognize laxity and excitement. It is not enough just to have an understanding of laxity and excitement. You have to be able to develop vigilance that accurately detect whether laxity or excitement is presented during the meditation. Then, by the gradually developing power of vigilance, not only must you develop vigilance, then the answer here, the best way to develop the vigilance, you always have a good mindfulness. Right? Mindfulness. Here, question, page number 61. Page number 61, question. How do you develop this vigilance? Reply. Its most important cause is the process of maintaining the mindfulness, which is explained above, right? If you need good, very powerful vigilance, what you need to practice? You need to practice the mindfulness. You continuously maintain the process of maintaining the mindfulness. If you are a very mindful person with everything, you won't forget, you won't forget something very easily. That's why you always need a good mindfulness. Whatever you do, what you are going to do, what you have done, you need, mindfulness. For example, for me, when I go for morning walk, I came back center, then I reflect. First, where I went, then second, what time, what person I met, where I go. I just reflect step by step all the way back to center. That means you just reflect, what time did you leave from your home to TBC? What time? Right? Then you just go step by step all the way to TBC. When you come to TBC, how many people already in TBC who are there? This is the good way to practice the mindfulness. That means 6 power. Number 5, with the force of enthusiasm. Number 6, with the force of acquaintance. Those are the how you can eliminate the 5 faults. How you can develop the 9 mental state. So without looking your Lamrim, can you tell me what are the 4 intentions? 4 intentions. Be honest, huh? Be honest. Tell me what are the 4 intentions? Attention. Tight focus. Intermediate focus. Uninterrupted focus. Spontaneous focus. Okay, those are the 4 attention. That means now you need to divide the 9 when you need tight focus. When you need the intermediate focus. Because as a beginner of practitioner, as a beginner for meditation, first you really need to focus. You need a lot of practice. Then intermediate focus. Then slowly you no need a lot of effort to meditate on something. Then slowly you reach where uninterrupted focus. You continuously focus on the object. That means, please everybody must remember 9 mental states, 5 faults, 6 forces or 6 powers, and 4 attention. So I will ask a question simply. You don't have to look at the Lamrim. So after you accomplish the 9 mental states, that means you already reached to the 9 level. Okay, 9 mental state. You already there. Have you achieved the meditative serenity or not? No, you haven't achieved. That's why many people think, if I will meditate on something for continuously, not having any obstacle, that the people believe I achieve, meditative serenity. So the measure of successful cultivation of serenity. So how you can say the person already achieved meditative serenity? That person haven't achieved. Last week, I didn't achieve. This week I already achieved. How you can differentiate? Plan C. How many types of plan C there are? 2 types of. What are they? Physical plan C, mental plan C. What are the opposite of the 2 plan Cs? What the opposite? Unserviceable of the body and serviceability of the mind. Right? So when you have physical plan C, you are physically very capable to meditate on something continuously. You won't feel tiredness, you won't feel, like a headache, hungry, nothing. You're continuously able to meditate on something when you achieve physical plancy, right? Physical and mental plancy. Among the two, which one must arise? Which one must achieve first? First and second. Which one? Mental or physical? Are you just guessing, or are you really sure? Okay. First, mental. Because, look at, for example, you can do tests yourself. You feel very nervous when you go for interview, when you go for somewhere, you feel so nervous. Suddenly you just do, the breathing meditation for maybe few minutes, short time. Through the breathing meditation, you feel very relaxed. Mentally you feel relaxed. Then do mental relaxation, then you feel physically you are very comfortable. Therefore, when you go to see, a very famous person, when you're going for interview, first you need to do mental. First you have to be very calm mentally. Then physically you become very calm. Then when you speak to someone, you speak, perfectly. You won't have any nervous. Same thing. When you meditate on something, without having an obstacle, then finally you feel so bliss mentally. You have a very particular, special feeling. Due to that feeling, second, you have a physical blessedness. Okay, blessedness. Why? Very important, you must know. I repeat many times, I hope you remember. Generally, the mind and the subtle body, you can call subtle energy, you can call, wind with our body is works function together. For example, when you get angry, how do you feel? Your body is shaking, right? Ooh, right? When you get angry, then your face change, right? When you look at someone get angry, holding pen, everything is shaking. Why? The mind is very controlled by angry. Then, first when you able to control the anger, then your body become very calm. Why your body is shaking? Why your face is changing when you get angry? Why? The energy of your body is rushing, moving so fast, all parts of your body. Therefore, when you control your mind, you will control your subtle energy, subtle body, which is wind. Therefore, you have the very special physical blessedness, because all the wind, all parts of body, the wind become very calm. That's why you have a physical plancy. End of the physical plancy, ending, end of the physical plancy, then you have, when you are able to meditate on same object on the meditation, then you can say the person achieve meditative serenity. I achieve meditative serenity because first I am able to meditate on something continuously without having any obstacles. Then I feel I have a very special feeling, right? Then after that I feel I have a physically so blessedness. Then end of the feeling I am able to meditate on the same object continuously. That means between the ninth mental state and meditative serenity, you need to achieve the two types of serenity. Okay? Then we learn this one, serenity. This called what, right? Is saying here the measurement, right? This will measure, right? 279. 279? Oh, 79, yeah. Look at the measure of successful cultivation of serenity. It has three sections. What are they? A presentation of dividing line between accomplishing and not accomplishing meditative serenity. This is the line between accomplishing and not accomplishing. Then second, what's number 2? General presentation of the way of proceeding along path on the basis of meditative serenity. That means any kinds of path wish to achieve, you need to develop what? Meditative serenity. Number 3, of the way of proceeding along the mundane paths. Now we study about the mundane paths. Okay. Now you just open your Lamrim. I think everybody already opened. 91, page number 91. Okay. That's why when you do, homework, or when you study Lamrim, first you read, few sentences, then you close the book. Then you just try to remember. Okay? You must close the book. Then you think, okay, number 1, number 2, number 3, this. If you don't remember, then again open. Then you must close. Then you remember. Because wherever you go, you're not going to bring Lamrim, right? No. Because you don't have to remember all the words. You must remember all the important, the words. Then for you, very easy to do meditation. And also, somebody has, I know, somehow, many of you has a very weak memory. I don't know what reason. Laziness? No, because I know why. Because I think if you compare the elder people and young, old people and young, old people has a better memory than the young people. Because when you are in school, everything you learn on the computer and board, no memory, right? So that's why you have a very weak memory. Also, you don't really tend how to memorize. For you, look at, simply, first you must remember the page number. Look at the page number 90. Then, page number. Then within the page number, how many paragraphs there? That means you need to scan. You need to go through scan. You just look at the page. Then you can see how many points there are. You look like taking picture. Okay, page number 91. General presentation of way to persist along the path on the basis of meditative serenity. That means the meditative serenity is very basis, very important. Question, should you simply sustain, right? Should you simply sustain a non-discursiveness awareness characterized by clarity, or non-discursiveness by achieving attention, entirely non-discursive construction of the explained previously, Now it's so important question. That means after you achieve meditative serenity, you just continuously maintain the single pointed meditation or not. This is the question. That means you able to meditate on the chosen object, right? Chosen means you need to choose which object you must use for your meditation, right? Meditation is depend on what? Depend on your negative emotions. Then you already choose the object of meditation. You are meditate on the chosen object for continuously for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Then it's okay continuously meditate on the chosen object or not. No, you should not just sustain the meditative serenity. No. Why? Look at reply. Producing each concentration in your mind stream is, the mind stream is is very Tibetan words. We saw, semgigu. There's a not particular meaning. You just say, concentration in your mind. Mind stream is for the purpose of generating insight that overcomes afflictions, right? Why you need to meditate? Why meditation is so important? Why you need to generate, meditative serenity? Why? The purpose is what? The purpose of generating insight that overcomes afflictions. This is the purpose, right? Purpose. That's why you need to practice Dharma. Why you need to study Dharma? I want to practice, I want to study Dharma because I want to be happy. I want to be happy not only 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 year, 2 years, 1 life, 2 lives. I want to be happy forever. How? Why no, you are not happy? Why those people not happy? Why your friends are not happy? Why? You never saying they are not happy because they don't have enough money. It's not the good reason. He's not happy because he got a lot of negative thoughts. Right? For example, you are really enjoying, delicious lunch with your best friends. That you are very happy. The food is very nice. The restaurant is very nice. You met your best friend. You are very happy. Right? Suddenly somebody make you angry. All the happiness has gone. Why? Anger arise. The anger destroy the happiness. So if you wish to be happy, first control your mind. Second, control your negative thoughts. Reduce your negative thoughts. Eliminate your negative thoughts. How? First, you must achieve the meditative serenity. Not only that, then you must achieve special insight. Right? This is the purpose of generating the insight that overcomes afflictions. Hence, if you do not generate insight on the basis of this concentration, we are not just talking simple mindfulness, simple concentration. We are talking this concentration, you will be unable to eliminate even the affliction of the desire realms. No matter how much you grow, customize to the concentration. Right? That means you already accomplished meditative serenity. If you don't generate the special insight or insight, you're not able to eliminate even the affliction of the desire realms. Right? Then I told you we have 3 realms: desire, form, formless. That means desire realm has their own desire. The form realms being has their own desire, right? The formless being has their own, desire. That means there are three types of desire, right? Even though unable to eliminate even the afflictions of the desire realms, no matter how much you grow accustomed to the concentration, in that case, what need is there even to mention eliminating all of the afflictions, right? You cannot eliminate the desire realms affliction. Of course, you cannot form and formless. Okay? So that means everybody think I need to accomplish the the 9 mental states step by step through eliminating the 5 faults, applying the 6 forces. After I achieve the last, which is the 9th mental state, still I continuously meditate on the chosen object until I have the mental plancy. After that, I have the physical plancy. After then I will achieve the meditative serenity. But it's not enough. You still need to generate what? Insight. Why? I need to eliminate the afflictions. Desire, form, formless afflictions. We have both. We have all of them. As a desire being, desire realm beings, we have in desire realm affliction. We have a form realms desire. Formless, being desire. Because we need all the things which is we have. You have an attachment about the desire realms things. Then you have an attachment towards the form realms things. Then formless, right? For example, let's say we are beggar. So we have a desire about our own things. Then we look at the rich people. Also we have a desire about the rich people belongings. Also we have a desire about the most of the wealthy people belongings, right? But most of the wealthy people, I don't think they have a strong desire about our belongings. Do you think so? No. Because when you go through the slum area, slum, right? Slum, we close our nose. Right? We don't have a sense of attachment. But when the beggar go through the rich people, they really, right? That means look like we are beggar. We have 3 types of desire. We need to eliminate. Even though mention, what need is there even to mention eliminating all afflictions? All mean 3 realms afflictions. Therefore, cultivate insight. Furthermore, there are 2 kinds of insight. Okay, very important. You must remember 2 kinds of insight. The insight processing by mundane path, which eliminates what? Manifest affliction. Okay, very important because I am going very slowly. Eliminates manifest affliction. And the insight proceeding by the supramundane path, which eradicates the seeds of the afflictions. That means how many kinds, how many types of insight? 2 types. What are they? Mundane and supramundane insight. Same insight. Okay. So what is the elimination of the mundane insight? Manifest affliction. What is the elimination of the supramundane? Seeds of afflictions. Okay. Here, what does mean cease of the affliction? What does mean manifest affliction? Manifest mean very obvious, right? Very obvious. When you see the beautiful object, wow, I need this one. When you saw ugly thing, I don't like. Very obvious is very manifest. We call, we never use the manifest. We say, the gross and subtle. We can use manifest, okay? Manifest. What does mean sits? In print. So, what is the differences between manifest affliction and seeds of the affliction? Seeds. What does mean seeds? What is the differences seed and potential? Seeds and potential. Seeds and potential. So, let's say, the seed is look like, do you remember the analogy? Analogy, right? Analogy, garlic and, garlic and smell of the garlic. You put garlic in the pot, in any container, you can see both of them. There's a smell, there's a garlic. When you throw away the garlic, when you take out the garlic, but you cannot see the garlic, but still you can see the smell. The smell is look like the seeds, not the potential. Okay? When you take out the garlic, you can feel the smell. We can see, you can see, but not through seeing or your eyes, seeing through the 6 months, you can feel it. It's the seeds, no potential. There's no any potential, right? There's no potential of garlic. Potential means something which has a potential to, arise, grow something. So you should not mix, the seeds of the affliction and potential of the affliction. Right? Okay, this means 2 types of insight and 2 types of elimination.
We refer to the inactive seed. Sometimes in the text you hear inactive seed.
Yes, inactive seeds.
Refers to the potential?
These seeds. Inactive seeds.
All seeds are inactive, right? We said last week.
Inactive, I'm not sure which Tibetan translate into the inactive seeds. Because all seeds is inactive. They just, say lay dormant is there. Okay? So it's also when you have a confusion, then you need to compare the English word with the Tibetan word. For example, he said mind stem. Right? With Tibetan we saw samgyu. You continue of your mind stem. That time you thought, what a mind stem. Also, someday you can see also root virtues. Right? You saw many times in the text with root virtues. Then you thought, these are root virtues. Which are the branch virtues? No, because it's a Tibetan language translated in English. We saw Gewe Tsawa. In this way, they translate the root virtues. If there's a root virtue, there must be the branches virtues. Right? You should not have this confusion.
Imprint and mind stream. Imprint and mind stream.
No. Imprint is, we can say, imprint has mean the mind has can be potential, has a habit in your mind, has a potential to arise something. The mind has a habit to grow something. Is a potential, or you can say seed. The mind stream is just the continuum of the mind, the continuum of your mind. Water stream. This means there's a water go continuous. The mind stream is the continuum of your mind. Okay, next. we just continuously. Thus, the yogis who has achieved attention and has entered the small delight of elimination of affliction has a true way to progress and not other, right? This means there's no any other kinds of antidotes for elimination of afflictions. Where are these two? What are these two? They are the mandans and supramandans. So when you think about insight, just think there's only two types. What is the difference? Yes, one can eliminate the manifest affliction. One is not only the manifest, also able to eliminate the seeds. Right? Next, therefore, one who has achieved meditative serenity or attention may cultivate either the insight of the mandan path or the insight the process by the supramandan path. Whichever you wish to cultivate, you must frequently cultivate the serenity achieved previously. Now we just jump the next paragraphs. The mandan insight consists, very important. The mandan insight consists of what? Aspect of calmness and grossness is very important. Now you know what does mean the mandan insight. Consists of meditation, bring the aspect of calmness and grossness. Calmness and grossness, in which you absorb the grossness of the lower levels and the calmness of the higher levels. Okay? Please make sure you understood. This means now we are what? We are desire, realms being. We are desire being. Right? Desire being. We live in the desire realms. We are desire being. So now you just compare the desire realms and form realms. You need to compare. When you compare the physically, mentally, environmentally, we believe in the formless realm is more calmness than the desire. Their physical body is more, beauty, clean than us. You need to compare. That means, right? Calmness and grossness. Which one is calmness? Higher realms. That means formless. Desire one, more grossness. Right? Grossness. The supramandan state is the charvaka level, consists of meditation which absorb the 16 aspects of the Four Noble Truths, including impermanence and so on. That importantly, look at principally you cultivate the view which is the knowledge of selflessness of the person. Now there's two types of insight, mandan and supramandan. That means you achieve the meditative serenity. Now you need to compare the desire realms and form of formless realm. When you compare, you can see the desire realm is very gross. Everything is very gross. Physically, I told you yesterday, in the last study, our body today looks very nice. Tomorrow we get sickness, is change. Right? Look at it exactly, when you think about our physical body, our bodies look like big, engine, electricity engine, whatever. Let's say, one of the motor, big motor. In order to run, in order to function the engine, what we need? We need oil, electricity continuously. No oil, the machine going to stop, right? What do we need? We need the 5, things: form, sound, smell, taste. This thing, right? We need those things. Particularly, we need food. Food, right? Food has 3 types. We call, gross food, which is, the bread, tea, we gross. Then we call, khamzeraba, and food of the feeling food. Then we call, meditative food. You can say hope food. As a desire being, generally everybody need to eat food. Without food, what? How long you can survive? Maybe 1 week, if you drink water, 1 week, 10 days, then we cannot, right? Somebody can survive without having any gross food. We call, we can say, reveze, food of the hope. I tell you the story. In the ancient time, India, there was a big poverty, right? Poverty, no food. Poverty. Then one father had 2 children. Do you remember the story? 2 children. The father didn't want to see his children dying in front of him. He was very clever. Without notice, the father filled sand in a bag full of sand. Then he closed very tightly. Then he told to his children, "You should not eat this rice until I come back. When I come back, we cook, we eat together." Then father left. Then the 2 children were waiting for many days without having any food, still survive. Then one child said, "How long we can wait, our father? We are so hungry. We must eat the rice." Then they opened the bag. What they had seen? They had seen sand. They lost hope. 2 child dead there. You hope. Also, you can see, some of you have an experience. Someone is seriously sick, seriously ill, in hospital, in house. Still, the person, cannot die. He's still waiting. The doctor say he or she cannot survive. No food, no medicine. Still you can see the person is just, on the bed, not really passing away. Suddenly, someone come to see the person, then person pass away very easily. The person survive because of the hope. Hope. This we call hope is also one of the food. Then, meditative food. You can bring question and stay here. It's okay? Okay. Food. Then the meditative food. Okay. This means desire. Right? Therefore, the mundane insight consists what? Consists of meditation, bring the aspect of calmness and grossness. The super mundane insight consists what? Consists what? Consists of meditation which absorbs aspect of 4 noble truths, then including permanence and so on. Then principally you cultivate the view which is the knowledge of the selflessness of the person. So now you know what does mean the supermundane insight. The supermundane insight always meditate on 16 aspect or 16 characteristic of the Four Noble Truths include impermanence. Principally mean most importantly meditate on what? Selflessness of the person. Okay. What are the 16 aspects of Four Noble Truths? Permanent, impermanent, suffering, selflessness, emptiness. Second one, origin of suffering as a 4. What are they? Wait. I repeat 100 times. Okay, as a homework. Next time, I will ask, can you tell me? Okay, so must remember the 16 aspects of impermanent as a Four Noble Truths. Cause, condition, then intent arising, condition, no, yeah, instant arising, then
cause, the origin, intent arising, and condition.
4, we need 4. Okay, homework, Please everybody, because I told you wherever you go, you're not going to bring the Lamrim, definitely not, right? Okay, and very importantly, look at, principally you cultivate the view which is the knowledge of the selflessness of person. How many types of selflessness? Generally all phenomena are selflessness, but we include into 2 types of selflessness. What are they? Okay, selflessness of the phenomena, selflessness of the person. What does mean selflessness of person? Look at it. I told you many times, we study Lamrim, we study Dharma, because the Lamrim Dharma is look like the novice, right? The story books. When you listen storybook, you feel so happy. There is no need to practice. You no need to remember continuously. The Lamrims, the Dharma books is not like this. We study Lamrim. We need to study Dharma in order to practice on your daily life, right? That's why you must remember all the practices, right? Look at why we need to practice selflessness. Selflessness, why? Again, same day, we wish to be happy forever. In order to happy forever, we need to eliminate all the affliction emotion, negative afflict emotion. In order to eliminate all afflict emotion, we need to eliminate the root of the afflict emotion. What is the root of the negative thoughts? What is the root of the afflict emotions? No self-searching. Ignorance. Ignorance has 2 types. Ignorant about phenomena, ignorant about the person. Right? Ignorance has 2 types. Therefore, we need to apply 2 types of selflessness. When you apply selflessness of phenomena, it have to reduce ignorance of the phenomena. When you apply selflessness of person, it have to eliminate the ignorance about the person. Right? Person. I don't think everybody was that time. Here English, we say, in English there's selflessness of person. Person. What does meaning of the person? What does meaning of self? Person. Right? This is, I think, a bit not the right translation, but have been using since, I don't know how long. In Tibetan language, even though it's Sanskrit, right? Om Sombhava Shuddhu, Sabdharma Sobhava Shuddhu. There's are two types of emptiness. Om Sombhava Shuddha, Sabdharma Sobhava Shuddha. That means two types of emptiness. Also two types of selflessness. We never say person. We say Kangza. Chögi Dagme. Can you repeat after me? Chögi Dagme. Kangza Dame. Okay, look like I'm giving initiation. Chögi Dagme mean selflessness of phenomena. Kangza Dagme, selflessness of person. We must say selflessness of being rather than the person, because it includes all the sentient beings, even the Buddha. Cow is not a person, right? Is cow person in English? No, we cannot say. But maybe there's a way you can say. Simply say selflessness of generally phenomena and selflessness of the being. Being include all sentient beings, include Buddha. Yes. Possessor is okay. Possessor also okay. The best way you can say being. Easy to understand. Being. Being can...
What about Pugara?
Pugara?
Pugara.
Podgara. Podgara, right?
Yeah, Podgara Tikaya. The Sanskrit word, Podgara Tikaya.
Sanskrit, I'm not sure. I used to, Dharma, Sobhava Shuddhu, Sabdharma, Sobhava Shuddhu, yeah. Okay, this means two types of selflessness. Particularly, you need to meditate on selflessness of the person, selflessness of the being. Right? The question here, what kinds of person achieve the attention of serenity? Very important. Now, this you sentence by sentence, okay? What kind of person achieves the attention of serenity? Explained previously and does not possess by the supermundane path in the lifetime, but possessed by the mundane paths. Is simple as saying, which person must achieve the mundane insight? Simple question. If there's two types of insight, right? Mundane and supermundane. So which person must practice the supermundane to the mundane insight? The question is like that. Path. Reply. There are how many types of? 4 types of person who practice, who achieve the mundane serenity. What person possess in the lives solely by the mundane path and not by the supermundane path? There are the following 4 types of person. Is real person, not being just being a person. Number 1, all those who are not Buddhist. Is mainly talking about the Hindu at that time, or non-Buddhist. All the non-Buddhist practitioner only practice what? Mundane insight. Okay? Number 1. Number 2, dull faculties. All non-Buddhists practice the mundane insight. Within the Buddhists, you are practice Buddhism, you are Buddhist. That means that number 2, those who adhere to this Buddhist teaching, but while they have practiced serenity well, are of the dull faculties. That means they practice Buddha teaching, they practice meditative serenity, but they not practice special insight because they are dull. Their mental capacity is very weak to understand 16, aspect of Four Noble Truths. They are very dull to understand sameness of person. I think we are right. I think we are dull. We are the dull. We have very weak faculties. We have very weak memorize. Then number 3. Similarly, those who are right, that means they are Buddhists, but they are very dull faculties. They cannot practice the supermundane insight. Second, they are not dull. They are very smart, right, sharp, but they haven't matured the root virtues. That means this is very important. We have lesson. Look at sharp. You are a very sharp person. You are very intelligent, but you thought I am very sharp. I am very intelligent. I am really smart. Why not? I cannot understand emptiness. You try to understand emptiness. You try to understand selflessness. You try to understand 16 aspects, but you cannot. When you study English, Chinese, math, you are very good. When you try to understand emptiness, you cannot. What? Why? Because the reason here, root of virtues have not matured. Therefore, Lama Tsongkhapa was, really in the common sense, he really wanted to realize emptiness. He tried many ways. He could not. Then finally he asked this question to whom? Manjushri, through his teacher. His teacher can directly communicate with the Manjushri, but he cannot that time. Then he asked this question to Manjushri through his teacher. Why I cannot understand emptiness? What should I do? The reply was, do you remember? Reply was, purification and merit compound together. Social division. He said, you need to compound 2 practices, which is accumulating merit, purifying negative karma. If you only emphasize negative karma, not enough. If you only emphasize accumulating, is not enough. You need to compound 2 practices. Right? Therefore, sometimes you have difficulties to understand, emptiness, selflessness. Then you do prostration. At the same time, you do, practice mainly for accumulating merit. That means someday you do prostration. You say, I'm prostrate to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha in order to know emptiness. I'm offering this light to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha in order to realize emptiness. I'm giving this food to the beggar. I'm giving this food to the fish, and bird in order to accumulate merit for realizing emptiness, in order to eliminate negative thoughts. Therefore, in mutual, right? Number 4. Bodhisattvas who wish to achieve enlightenment in the future, but not in this life. Right? This means this exception, if you are Bodhisattva, you wish to achieve enlightenment in the future, not this lifetime, then you no need to practice special the supermundane insight. This means there are 4 kinds of person who practice the mundane insight. What are they? Non-Buddhists. Number 2, the dual faculty person, sharp but not virtuous. Number 4, Bodhisattva was who wished to achieve enlightenment in the future lifetime, not this lifetime. Those mean the fourth person practice what? The mundane insight. Now today you learn what does mean the mundane insight. What does mean super mundane insight? What the object of meditation of super mundane insight? What's the object of the mundane insight? Then you learn the gross and calmness. And also you learn the 4 types of person. Okay, so we can have a short break. Okay, so we resume the class. Interesting, when you talk so loud, when you chant, very weak. This means negative and positive action. Yeah, before class, I can hear you are chick in the 3rd floor. When you chant, I don't think nobody can hear in the 2nd floor. Okay, anyway, so today we learn, we have a short revision. Then also we learn the mundane and transcendent insight. Also we learn the object of the 2 types of insight. Also we learn why we need to practice the 2 types and why we need to practice insight. And also we learn there are 4 types of person who practice the mundane insight. Right? Number 1, non-Buddhist. Number 2, the dull faculties person. Number 3, smart but not mature the root virtues. The 4th is Bodhisattva who wish to achieve enlightenment next life, not in this lifetime. Now you can see why the Buddhists, non-Buddhists, only practice the mundane state. In the regard, all non-Buddhist yogis, right, who achieve the meditative serenity explained earlier, do not use discerning wisdom to sustain the analysis of the selflessness of the person. For they are not drawn to the selflessness because they really don't practice, they even though don't accept selflessness because they believe in self. They believe in Atma. Therefore, they either sustain non-discursiveness meditative serenity alone, or they cultivate just the insight, bring the aspect of calmness and grossness. In this way, they proceed solely by the mundane paths. Here, I think still many of you has a confusion, selflessness and self. I say, selflessness of being. So being exists. Being exists. I exist. I exist. Right? I exist. If you say selflessness means there is no self, then you have a big confusion. Okay, so I will try to explain in a very simple way. This, marker pen exists. The permanent marker pen is not exists. The unity, right? Unity pen is not exists. The solid pen is not exists. That means self exists. When you say selflessness, the self which has a 3 natures, 3 characteristics is not exists. I exist, permanent I no exists. Self exists, permanent self is not exists. Self exists, unity self is not exists. So when you meditate on selflessness, you choose thing, I exist, but the which is permanent. Second, unity, third, partless. That kind of I, self is not exist. That means the table exists. This table, is exists. Table is exists, but that table means the table which is permanent, unity and partless is not exists. Okay, selflessness. That's why you thought, oh, selflessness, no self. No self, then no I. No I, who really, feel suffering, who really going to next life, who really come from previous life to here. So now you learn why non-Buddhists only practice the mundane insight, because they don't meditate on the 16 aspects of Four Noble Truths. They don't practice selflessness. They believe in the permanent self, unity self, soul. Second, you learn why, the dull, faculty person no practice the super mundane insight. If you are practitioner of the practitioner of this teaching, a Buddhist, but have dull faculty, have previously been deeply habituated to the stabilizing meditation of serenity alone, you will not be interested in meditation which investigate the meaning of selflessness with discerning the wisdom. Right? There's a few reasons. One, he or she already accomplished meditative serenity. He is very familiar, with the meditative serenity. He got the habituate, right? For example, if you have a habit to smoking, you quit smoking for a few days, then again you will smoke because you got the habit. Same thing, if you have a really strong habit, meditating on the meditative serenity, even though you try to meditate on spiritual insight, you cannot. You got very strong habit. Second, he or she they are not, smart. Their mind is quite dull. Thereby, they are not interested, but they cannot realize selflessness, emptiness. Therefore, finally, they meditate on only the mundane insight, right? Then look at next one. Even you are a Buddhist of sharp faculties who has comprehended the meaning of selflessness. If your roots, virtues of pre-capitulate knowledge, knowing the truth have not matured, in this life you will still be unable to generate the supermundane. Therefore, there is no other option. So now you learn the 4 types of person who practice only the mundane insight, not the super mundane insight. Now you turn page number I thought there's few things very important. Okay, next paragraph, the last one, page number 94. Although there are many purposes for developing the concentration, the attention of serenity, the chief purpose is for the sake of developing the knowledge of insight. Moreover, in terms of insight, there are 2 kinds, right? Number 1, that which is bear the aspect of calmness and grossness is kind of summary. The next one, the meaning you can see. The next one, oh yeah. There's another important continuously. Number 2, that which is common to Buddhists, both Mahayana practitioner and Hinayana practitioner. That is, insight bear the aspect of reality of selflessness, which utterly eliminates the seeds of the afflictions. This latest is a unique quality of Buddhists. The former is the luxury, not something indispensable. Right? This means, even though the Buddhist practitioner, if they are able to practice both mundane and super-mundane, is good, but not necessarily to have to practice the mundane insight. But the latter is the indispensable element. So, there's a spring of the freedom should produce the insight, comprehend the reality of selflessness. Someone can only practice the mundane insight. Clear? As a Buddhist practitioner, if they are able to practice, must practice both. But not necessary to practice both of them. If you are able to practice both, is good. But you cannot, say, I don't want to practice the super mundane insight. Is very necessary because you want to eliminate the afflictive emotion, include with the seeds. Right? Clear? Then we just turn page number 96. A specific presentation of the way to process along the mundane path. Now is until here the general presentation about the mundane and super mundane. Now very much emphasis about the mundane path. Here there are two sections. Number one, they need to achieve meditative serenity before proceeding on the path, bring the aspect of calmness and grossness. Very important to achieve meditative serenity. Then you can practice the mundane insight. Number two, on the basis of meditative serenity, the way to freedom from the attachment to the desire realms. Right? Generally, in order to practice the mundane state, mundane insight, you must achieve meditative serenity. Second, in order to freedom from attachment to the desire realm, you must accomplish meditative serenity. Right? Now you learn attachment to the desire realm, attachment to the form realms, attachment to the formless realms. That means all 3,000 mind has a 3 level, 3,000 mind to the desire realm, 3,000 mind to the form realms, 3,000 mind to the formless. But still, there's a argument. The formless being has a anger or not. Still, there's a argument. The need to achieve meditative serenity before proceeding on the path bring the aspect of the calmness and grossness. One who cultivates the path bring the aspects of eliminates calmness and grossness by way of discernment of the characteristic must first achieve the meditative serenity explained earlier. Right? That means you must know you have to achieve meditative serenity in order to cultivate the path which is aspect of calmness and grossness. For the Mahayana Sutra says, upon the increasing the concentration and by increase in its further, the yogi achieve cultivate meditative civilization. This states the one who has achieved the previously explained 9 mental states together with the plan C increase the concentration and thereby achieve actual meditative civilization. Moreover, from the time of the 9th mental state up until you achieve the attention of the discernment of the characteristic, you are said to attend beginner at the. This is very complicated because you really need to study, quite long. Page number 96 and 97. When you read, you have a lot of confusion. That's why I don't want to explain this one. Okay, these pages, the beginner or so and so is. So need to read the half page of the 96 and 97. You have a lot of confusion. Also, not that important for you. If you really study very precisely about the step of meditation, then you need to learn very precisely. For you, not that important. Page number 96 half and 97. Now we go 98. So how, look at, on the basis of meditative serenity, the way to freedom from attachment to the desire, right? Once you have become familiar with just the meditative serenity explained earlier, which bear the many attributes of clarity, non-discursiveness, awareness, if you do not cultivate either of the two kinds of insight, you will not be able to suspend even the manifest affliction of the desire realms. In that case, what need is there to mention? Eliminating the seeds of the affliction, cognitive obscuration. Therefore, if you wish to achieve the first stabilization, which is the free of attachment of the desire realm, cultivate insight on the basis of the serenity. He has a lot of words. First is saying, whichever, eliminating the manifest affliction or seeds of the afflictive emotion, you must achieve meditative serenity first. If you not achieve, meditative serenity, you cannot eliminate the manifest affliction. Of course, you cannot cognitive obscuration. Therefore, if you wish to achieve the first stabilization, again, number one, you need to learn what does mean cognitive obscuration. Cognitive. In Tibetan language, we say she tip. She means cognize. Tip means obscure. Tipa, obscuration. That means, so when you achieve Buddhahood, we believe we are going to achieve omniscience. Omniscience, until you achieve omniscience, you always has a problem to perceive something. That means you cannot cognize certain thing, right? You cannot, because you got the obscuration. Now you learn ignorance, seeds of the ignorance, potential of the ignorance. Okay, potential. Now generally, ignorance includes into the affliction, emotion. So the person who practices the Hinayana path, the practitioner can eliminate the ignorance, desire, and all the manifest affliction can be eliminated. Okay, Hinayana practitioner. Second, let's say, so I think we have enough time. Let's say there's a kind of three paths, right? Hearer, solitary realizer, bodhisattva. Three paths. Remember, three paths. We have a three paths. One practitioner go through three paths. First, hearer, second, solitary realizer path, last, bodhisattva path. Okay? When go through the two paths, which is solitary realizer, they only eliminate the manifest as well as afflict emotions, include ignorance, not the seeds of the ignorance. Okay? Then finally you have to enter into the bodhisattva path. Then when you enter into bodhisattva path, then there's two ways. Two different ways you can enter. As the dull practitioner first generate bodhicitta, second generate the wisdom which realize emptiness. Then they can eliminate the seeds of the ignorance, potential of the ignorance. Right? This means there are the three paths. Someone go through all the paths. Someone directly go to the bodhisattva paths. When you at the beginning, if you go through the bodhisattva paths, then you are eliminating together affect emotions and the seeds together, potential together, because better say potential together. When you reach to, then you have to go through the 10 bhumi, right? And when you reach to the seeing path, then there's a 10 bhumi. When you reach to the 8 bhumi, you fully, completely eliminate ignorance, include all the affect emotions, include the potential, not the seeds. From the 8 bhumi, then you start to eliminate, the seeds of the ignorance. There's a, lot of confusion. That's why we have to say here cognitive obscuration. Cognize what? Cognize two truths. Okay. That means before we believe, also it mentions all the texts. Before you become Buddha, once you realize confessional truth directly, you cannot, at the same time, simultaneously, you cannot cognize two truths directly. It's very, what you call, one by one. When you meditate on ultimate truth, you're not able to meditate on the conventional truth. When you meditate on conventional truth, you cannot meditate on the ultimate truth simultaneously, because you have the cognitive obscuration. Cognize what? Cognize two truths simultaneously by the direct mind. Cognitive obscuration. Right? Next one, look at. Therefore, if you wish to achieve the first civilization, what does mean first and second and third? First mean, I hand over you the one copy. I have. Do you have? Okay. So this is very important. When you say first, second, third, this hand over is important. 31 realms of the existence. We just count from number 1. Okay? There's a generally number 1 to 11 equally into desire realms. Number 1 to until where? Number 11th. Desire. Desire, we can divide into 3. Okay? Like a human and unfortunate realms. Then desire realms, God. Desire realm, God. When we think God, we always thought form and formless. Unfortunate realms, how many there are? There's a 4. Number 1. What's the number 1? Number 1. Awful state. Number 2. Animal kingdom. Number 3. Peta, hungry ghost. Number 4. The host of the Asura. Because when you read text, you heard means Asura. Right? Then human. Next important one, number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are the gods, God, but include into desire realms. Number 6, the realms of the 4 kings. Number 7, the realms of the 33 gods. Number 8, Yama. 9, delightful realms, Tushita. Number 10, realms of the God who rejoice their own creation. Number 11, realm of the gods who lord over the creation of the other. That means number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 include into the God realms, but still in desire realms. Desire. Okay, desire. That means, so we believe in karma, right? Positive and negative karma. The positive karma we can divide into 2 types. One, only cause to reborn in the desire realms. Second, cause to reborn in the form and formless realms. In order to cause the karma, in order to cause to born in the form and formless realms, you need to achieve meditative serenity. Then you can accumulate the merit to cause to born in the form and formless realms. Okay? Then, so in order to know the first, stabilization, then first is talking about number 12. What's the number 12? Realms the Brahma's retinue. Yes, that means first, second, third, fourth. First, second, third has 3, level 3, 3, 3, total 9. Last has how many? 7. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana has 3, 3, 3. The fourth jhana has how many? 7. Then after the jhana, what you can see? Formless spheres. It has 4. What are the 4? Number 28. Realms of the infinite space. 29. Infinite consciousness. 30. Nothingness. 31. Neither perception nor perception. Okay. Now I'll give you, 2 homeworks. Number 1, next time when you come back, you must remember what we study today. Plus 16 aspects of 4 Noble Truths. Plus, you have plus 31 realms of existence. Okay?
Impossible to remember.
Impossible to remember. Before you try, you should not say impossible. First you try, you can. Okay. It is so important, to memorize. At least you memorize, then you can remember. When you do practice, then you're able to apply, right? You're able to apply. Otherwise, you cannot. How many homeworks I gave you? 3. Number 1? No, number 1, what we learned today. Number 2, 16 aspects. Number 3, 31 rams. Okay, next time I won't ask you, together. I will ask one by one. Okay, still we have half hours. I think this topic is quite heavy for you. So we can stop here. We can do the dedication prayers. And the people who attend the Tibetan class, tomorrow Tibetan class is 10:30 to 12. Okay? Any question before we dedication prayers?
Seven worlds, like Mother Tara, the 21 places. Yes, what the first.
Seven world.
It says that when they say seven world, what does it refer to in this cosmic world?
Jiten. Seven world, huh?
You crush the seven worlds beneath your feet, Mother Tara. So is it this?
No, I think it's again either translation seven world. Actually, we have I'm not sure. I will check. And also, somebody asked question when we do the dedication prayers. Somebody asked, what are the four Mahayana wheels? Four wheels of Mahayana. Four wheels of Mahayana, right? When every time we do dedication prayers, always mention four wheels. I check with the different texts. I think they said first one, living in the harmonious place. Harmonious place means you living in the same kind of practitioner area. You are meeting. You have been meeting the right teacher. And the mature your root virtues. Number three. Number one, living in the harmonious place. Always meeting the right teacher. Third is mature the root virtues. Number four is having the good kind of aspiration. And I remember 3R, another somebody told me, but I didn't see the text. General Dharma activities. Studying and reading for eliminating the negative thoughts. And activity of the meditation. But one thing I don't know. Four wheels of Mahayana. Then 2 stages. What are the 2 stages? Generation and completion is related to the Vajrayana practice, particularly the higher Tantrayana. Some of you, doing higher Tantrayana, sadhana, there's 2 practices are very important. For example, many times you need to arise yourself as the particular deity. Also, you need to visualize the deity in form of you. This we call the generation stage. There are so many other practices. Most is second completion. The completion stage has 5 parts. Completion, 5 parts. That means 2 stages are the generation and completion stage, linked with the higher Tantrayana practice. Okay? Any question? Isolated of your body, speech and mind three, luen, ngain, same. Then illusory body. Then clear light state. Isolated of your body, speech and mind three. Number 4 is illusory body. Number 5 is illusory body. Number 5 is clear light state. Right, 5 parts is linked with the higher Tantrayana practice. Okay, then we do the dedication prayers. Please don't forget the homework.